Which upcoming free agent should the Broncos re-sign before the season? This was a topic we brought up earlier in the week. We wanted to put it to a vote on our YouTube channel. And your four choices are Riley Moss, Ja'Quan McMillian, Marvin Mims, and Brandon Jones. These are all going to be guys who are going to be unrestricted free agents after the season is over, with a Broncos team that's been very aggressive in getting deals done proactively with players. Hey, why not do one of these guys this summer before camp begins? If you had to pick one, who would it be? The votes so far leading the way. Who do you think is leading the way? Who do you think is leading the way among our YouTubers as to who they want to see get re-signed first?
It would be the guy that I would pick first. I believe that our listeners are doing the same thing. That's Riley Moss.
Close, but no.
Ja'Quan,
41% of the vote.
Wow.
Then Riley Moss at 35. Then Marvin Mims at 15. And then Brandon Jones, who, when we first brought this topic up, it was an ESPN article from Aaron Schatz of...
Excuse me?
Yeah, you heard me. Why? What'd you think I said?
Well, no. I mean, that was like, that's an unfortunate name.
One move for all 32 teams before camp. He said, re-sign Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones, though, getting the least amount of votes. I would go with Riley Moss as well. I never bought the Riley Moss smear campaign, the slander last year. Yeah, he gave up some pass interference calls. I didn't like it, but everything that you guys said, guys like Klatt, guys like Orlovsky, guys around the NFL world said, hey, Riley, and statistically the analytics of Riley Moss indicate that he had a really, really good year. And I just think that now I'm open to trading him because of the position he plays and the value of his position. But unless you're going to get a first or second round pick for Riley Moss, then I think he remains very valuable for the position he plays, and you can never have enough good corners, so let's re-sign him.
Here's what I think you need to know about Riley Moss. Before you start, pointing the finger and saying, oh, Riley gets too many PIs and Riley this and Riley that. One, he wears the hat. I mean, he constantly wears the hat. So if you're throwing the ball, where are you going? You ain't going at PS2. You're going at Riley Moss whenever you have that opportunity. The other thing is, Mike, in this league, outside corners get paid. Nickel guys, although it's a hard position, they're not valued as much because they can be covered up by a safety easier and everything else. So I think that the nickel guys, and Ja'Quan, as great a season as he had last year. Remember the year before that, they were thinking about moving him. One of the reasons they drafted Barron. And at the beginning of the year in training camp, the coaching staff was dead set that Barron was going to overtake Ja'Quan, and of course he couldn't get it done. And kudos to Ja'Quan for that. But I still think when you're talking about the value to your football team, outside corners have more value. Riley Moss had a great year. Riley Moss gets picked on all the time and came up big, even though he had some penalties and everything. So I think that's the direction you go. That's just my feel.
Okay, so we're in agreement there. Of these four, how many of them would you re-sign? Whether it's now, during the season, or whenever. How many of them would you want to continue to be Broncos, and how many of them are you prepared to let walk or trade?
Let me say, I think Brandon Jones is really good, but I didn't think there was a huge drop-off when Brandon Jones was out. I just didn't. Hufanga is kind of the guy that makes that back end go at the safety position, So I would say my priority goes Moss, then McMillian, then Jones, and then Mims would be last on my list. And I know there's a lot of people that would look at Mims and say, hey, man, Mims is a great returner. He's the gadget guy. But that wide receiver room looks stacked. And let's face it, there's a lot of teams that go into a season going, hey, we got to find a returner. And now I think that is one of those positions. It's like offensive line. When you're really good, when you've got a really good offensive line, nobody really notices. when you notice is when it's really bad, returners are much the same way. When you got a good return game, it's not like it jumps off the screen all the time. Every now and again you get a big return, and that's great. But when your return is consistently good, you catch the ball, you don't fumble it, you don't put it on the ground, you don't have gaffes in the you don't let one hit the ground and then pin you back, all that kind of stuff, it goes unnoticed for the most part. Just like when you have a good offensive line, you're running the ball well, you're protecting, your quarterback's playing great, everybody the receiver's this and the run get back this, that, and the other. But when you're bad up front, boy, like everybody sees it. When you're bad in the return game, it costs you games.
So does what he bring to that part of the game so important that you sign him?
Sure.
You bring him back because of that role, or as good as he is in that role, there's limits that you're going to go to pay for it.
Well, that's the key.
That's the key. Can we talk about this?
Hold that. Move it over.
Because I think there's a couple guys who during this offseason have been kind of slandered in a way that I think's been unfair.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why next.